If you see a GMAT question filled with ugly numbers, long decimals, or large exponents and think, this is going to take forever, that reaction is not accidental. So large and awkward numbers are one of the GMAT's favorite tools to slow down smart students. And in most cases, those numbers are there for intimidation, not for calculation. And let me show you how this trap works. Hi, I'm Andrea and I work with GMAT students on avoiding the traps that cost the most points. So the GMAT doesn't use large numbers because the math is hard. It uses them to push you toward time-consuming calculations, even when a faster path exists. When numbers look messy, most students stop thinking strategically. This trap creates three predictable problems. The first one, you try to calculate everything, so time disappears quickly. In second, intimidation kicks in, so the problem looks harder than it really is. And of course, panic replaces strategy. You forget to ask what the question is really testing. So it may seem contradictory, but on the GMAT, ugly numbers usually means the test wants you to avoid full calculation. So you'll typically see this trap in questions that involves decimals or fractions, large powers or roots, numbers that don't divide nicely, and word problems where you use unnecessary precision. In those cases, the GMAT is betting you respect the numbers too much. So to make my point clearer, let's look at a GMAT-style question involving this trap. So the question is, what is the square root of 456,976? Most students see this and think, I don't know the square root of that. How can I calculate it? But remember, the GMAT is not asking you to compute. It's asking you to recognize a structure. So let's solve the exercise together. So when you look at the problem and check the answer choices you have available, you see that the numbers are very close to 700. 700 squared, it's a very easy number to calculate. So you know that 7 squared is 49, so this is going to be 490,000. That's 700 to the power of 2. And this is a number that is too big compared with what we want. So we can already eliminate the answer choices that are higher than 700. So D is gone and E is gone. So now we still keep with 3 answers. How can we select the one specifically whose the power of 2 is going to give us the number that they are asking us? So think on the units digit first. So the units digit is 6. And now you need to think which of these numbers raised to the power of 2 is going to give you a value that ends in 6. So starting by C, if you had 699 squared, this value would end in 1, so not our answer choice. 682. Well, raised to the power of 2, this is going to give us a result that will end in 4, right? So this is not our answer. So of course our answer is immediately A. You know that. Of course 776 raised to the power of 2 is going to give us a result that ends in 6, so A, it's the only possible choice here. C, the GMAT didn't want math, it wanted the recognition of patterns. And this is the real lesson behind large and awkward numbers. So the rule is, when numbers look ugly, stop calculating and start estimating, look for clear patterns, use bounds, eliminate impossible answers. Respect structure more than precision, because precision is often the slowest path on the GMAT. So if large numbers make you uneasy, that's normal. The GMAT uses them to test whether you'll panic or pause. And once you recognize this trap, big numbers will lose their power. So if this helped you clarify how the GMAT really works, subscribing will get you more breakdowns like this. See you very soon.